Hello there, my name is Cara Ostrin and I'm recording this video in order to dispel some of the myths surrounding vaginismus in terms of beliefs that people might hold about the causes of vaginismus and also what's going on to create the condition. So most women who come to see me for vaginismus hold a number of beliefs about the condition that are just not true and actually quite unhelpful in terms of allowing that woman to overcome the condition. So it can be very bewildering for women to understand exactly what's going on with their body when vaginismus happens. So the first myth that I wanted to dispel is the one surrounding vaginismus being caused by a spasm in the vaginal muscles. Okay, this is a common definition of vaginismus. So when you think about your muscles spasming, it does seem like a physical process that's very much outside of your control. You know, it sounds as though there's this whole process going on within your body that you can do very little about. So I actually think of vaginismus just quite simply in terms of it being a tensing of the vaginal muscles. You're just squeezing them together in anticipation of pain or just the expectation of hitting that wall. And the reason that it is quite important to challenge this notion of the muscle spasming is because it makes it sound like such a simpler process if you think about it just being a tensing up of the muscles. So you can compare this to somebody who's having quite a stressful day, and because of that stress they're tensing up their jaw muscles, okay? And as soon as they become aware of that tension, they do have the ability just to relax those muscles and relax the jaw, and they can do that within an instant. Or the same applies if you imagine a nervous passenger on an aeroplane who's gripping hold of the armrests. Of course, you know, their muscles are squeezing around the seat, but it is just as simple as that. It is the tensing of the muscles in response to their catastrophic thoughts that the plane is going to crash. And vaginismus sufferers are doing exactly the same thing, just tensing up those muscles in expectation of pain and expectation of failure. Now, I'm not suggesting that in order to overcome vaginismus, it's just a simple case of relaxing those muscles. And, you know, as a vaginismus sufferer, I'm sure that you've tried to do that many, many times and not been particularly successful. But this is just about challenging the terminology involved, because if you think about muscles tensing, it sounds much simpler to resolve than the spasming of muscles. And just on that point, many women that I treat for vaginismus do tell me that they believe that their muscles are relaxed. It may be that, you know, they've spent time doing meditation, relaxing their breathing, but unfortunately what they're not paying attention to is the very specific thoughts that they're having about it being painful or unsuccessful that's overriding all those efforts that they're putting into relaxing their body. The second myth that I would like to dispel is the one about vaginismus being like a physical injury within the body. Okay, so vaginismus has been compared to a physical injury that you would treat in exactly the same way as you would treat a physical injury. You know, if somebody's got a broken arm or a broken leg, you treat it in similar ways. This is also really unhelpful because it does imply, firstly, that treatment may be a process that lasts many months or even years, potentially, while the body recovers. And it's also unhelpful because it does suggest perhaps that treatment of it is outside of your conscious control and something that you've just got to wait to happen. So your vagina isn't broken, okay? It's not injured, but again, it's just that process of tensing up the muscles that's causing that blockage to penetration. So the reason that I've recorded this video is to try and correct these misconceptions about vaginismus, in that it's not caused by a physical injury. It's not the result of this vaginal spasm that is happening to you. And it's important to challenge this, because most women that I work with vaginismus already feel quite hopeless and quite powerless at overcoming the condition. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope it's given you some food for thought, and thank you very much for watching.